absolutely horrific. We want a presumption that we have physical access to our children, but they don't want to give it. They fight in tooth and nail. This particular bill, Senate File 507, passed the subcommittee, passed the Judiciary Committee, and then Senator Grandstall, Mike Grandstall from Eastern Iowa, an absolutely horrible human being, he promised that he would let this particular legislation go to the House floor or to the Senate floor for a vote. Well, he lied, okay, which is what? Not to be expected. So he would not let this thing go to the Senate floor and allow the people to vote, you know, should we allow men to be able to have their children after divorce? It never got to a vote. And so they'd play little reindeer games, but they're making money. And Grandstall specifically makes more money than anybody. You know, even when it's not an election year, this guy's got money falling out of his pockets. How did that happen? You know, did this guy sell his soul to somebody? You know, where are all these contributions coming from? Is it his lawyer buddies because they're allowing all this tremendous litigation to go on, and he doesn't even allow these things to be voted, and everyone's sitting back like sheep just letting him get away with this stuff? We need to go and get this guy out of office. We're done. After a quarter of a century of wrecking people's lives, it's time to move on and go spend time with your wonderful family, you know? But for the rest of us dogs, you know, we want to have presumptive right to our children. If you can prove in a criminal court of law that we, with forensic evidence, do all that CSI dusting for prints nonsense and get us in front of a jury trial and say, no, you're not going to have access to your children. That's one thing. But to sit here and just have these corrupt, evil judges vote against men 97% of the time, and there's no presumption of custody, and there's no rules of evidence, and there's no jury, and there's no dusting for prints, why would anybody even have a child? Why would anybody get married? Why would anybody live with anybody? When you have a child, you love your child, and just at the drop of a hat, some woman can walk out the door with the child, and you have a 50-50 chance you will never see that child's face ever again. People have no concept. You know, they just won't deal with the reality of what's going on in family court, which is the #1 litigation in court. It's not murder cases. It's women feeling they need to change and they need to drag their husband down and take his money, his car, and his dog, and his children, and all of his future earnings for 25 years. So the bottom line is that this bill meant to address this issue. Mike Grandstall, the president of the Senate, said that he was going to send it to the floor for a vote, and he didn't. And he just unilaterally decided he's going to take your rights to your children away. At what point do guys turn off the stupid ball game and realize you're going to be robbed while you don't even know who Grandstall is, and they like it like that? God says they love darkness rather than light. You know, they want to just hide in the shadows. They want to be able to just do all their things, you know, and no one understands the process. No one knows who their politicians are. You know, no one realizes the horrific, horrible things that these evil people are doing to you every day. What could be more precious to you under the sun than your children? And Mike Grandstall just signed your children away for his lawyer buddies. Absolutely horrible. Senate File 507. Please take a look at this bill, and you could look at the previous bill, Senate File 315, but it's a rebuttable presumptive joint custody. Wake up, guys. Put the stupid remote down. Forget about the doggone ball game and realize that your wonderful little children are going to be stolen from you, and you will be a slave for a quarter of a century. And every day you wake up in hell, and you're thinking, you know, what kind of hellish life is it here? You know, my children are stolen. I work 40 hours a week. Half my money goes to taxes. Half my money goes to my evil ex or a new boyfriend of the week. And I'm supposed to live on what's left over, which is nothing. That's like living in hell. Not quite as bad as the physical hell, but the fact of the matter is, then you wake up and you say, who was that crazy guy on television that was trying to warn me about these complicated legal things? Now, we can understand all the rules and laws and regulations concerning football and all the penalties. We know special kicking rules. We know all that nonsense, but we don't take 1 second to take a look at what's happening in these evil legislative sessions in these capitals with these politicians. They're robbing you of your children and your money and your future earnings and your life. Unbelievable. Senate File 507. A joint care bill that's dealing with a rebuttable presumptive joint custody. Please take a look at this bill.